Yes, we are. Welcome to Dials and Dice. So tonight we have Buckethead, so of Team Mechheads versus Stephen Parker of Team Dad. So how you guys doing tonight? Great, glad to have you. So this is an interesting format we have here. So Stephen and I'm so sorry, Buckethead. Do we have a real name or do you use that on stream? That's fine. So Buckethead, how does this format work? We talked a little bit about it last week, Stephen. But maybe you guys can kind of explain what you guys are getting into. Blood Bowl. Hmm. Hmm. Sounds interesting. Nice. Ooh, interesting. Okay, cool. Nice. Hmm. I like it. Cool. Sounds like an interesting format. What did you come up with it, or did someone in your community come up with it? Oh yeah. Cool. I like it. Like I said, I'm having some trouble. You're you are maxed to the max. To the max. So we're all running through the same channel. I cannot seem to get it to separate out, so I lose you every time I try. Sorry, folks. Yep. I've been listening and working on it, so I'll keep figuring it out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Team Met Killers. I, cool. Gotcha. I do apologize. So Team Metcats, check them out. Learn something new every day. I am just working on this. Trying. Hmm.
I don't want to roll. I don't want to roll crit blank and permanently lose my B-wing. And good news, it's round robin, so you'll never face me again. You're only hurting the next guy.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If you want to take a guy off the board to save your eject pool, I'll totally let you. I'm nice like that.
Okay.
I don't know if you watched the last game that I streamed, but there was a Yoda with one health left, and then the guy just dealt like max damage, like four. He's like, yeah, I'm not like. And he was so close to an edge of the board, he could have escaped. But he's like, ooh, brutalized him. I'm like, no. Oh well. So that's what happened. Do we need the range loaders anymore?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So like before I had realized that you had to start with Yoda, I had upgraded from the I4 to I5, and
Yeah.
I had the points to add in a Gold Squadron Trooper and proton rockets, so
Well,
I could throw the focus with Plo Koon and
nice.
target lock, but didn't have the points because I did it wrong.
Oh, you have 14 points still. On the thing. You
Yeah.
want to use that real quick?
Well, I don't have them to spend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I adjusted your points because when you buy items that are variable cost, you pay the lowest cost when you buy it from the market.
Oh, you adjusted my points?
I did. You overpaid for your stealth device.
Oops.
Okay.
Hang on a second. Let me look.
But when you equip it, it's still for 8 points. It's just when you buy it for the lowest cost.
Yeah.
Makes losing it less, not as harsh.
So where's my trophy? Here's yours.
Yeah. So about the big green blob, I mean, they're all green with red dots. Whole
I have
squadron
14
matches.
points.
Yeah. That's it.
Hang on a second now.
Hmm. He's a noob.
Whatever.
All right,
I
so
adjusted this square right here. Does sense have a variable cost, or is that single cost for sense?
It says 5. I think it's single cost.
Okay.
Um.
so just a shout out real quick. So to the
All right.
Dials and Dice
Let's go
community.
to Obi.
Just a shout out real quick to the Dials and Dice community. We're having some sound issues. Can you hear me?
Is that my? What is that? I heard something.
Should be me.
I heard something in the background.
Was
I'm gonna update the TTG thing.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see here.
Yeah, sense is just a single cost. Okay. What are you adding over there? What?
Extreme maneuvers on Obi. So I
You
can
want to
do.
copy paste that your XWS for me in the Discord?
Yeah.
same here, Stephen. I'll update it.
Doesn't sound right.
Yeah, we can barely hear you, Lee. It's like cutting in and out.
This is what I call a TMK broadcast. Because it's
Yeah.
not a TMK broadcast unless something goes wrong.
Oddly enough, our community can hear me fine.
You're like cutting in and out really bad. I don't know what's going on.
Last comment was Lee is coming in.
Comment. I heard say comment.
It says we can hear you. Lee's coming loud and clear. What about us? Can they hear us?
Oh no.
Yeah, they're saying that we're too quiet for them to hear on the stream, but we can fill them in.
Apparently so. I'm gonna have to. Why don't you? I'd like to be able to hear you. Can you mute?
Alright, I'm ready to start.
All right.
I'll start the timer for the overlay.
My dials aren't set yet. Okay.
All right, guys. So I'm going to change this up a little bit. So we are having a terrible time hearing them. I apologize. So again, I'm still recovering from my computer going down here not too long ago and having to restart from scratch. So we thought we had everything working until it came to sound check. So again, do apologize. But again, so Steven is playing Buckethead of the Team Met Killers, so podcast. They're actually streaming on their end. So I can hear them in my ears, so I will take advantage and kind of just give you a heads up as to what's going on. So clearly they're setting up. Steven had an incorrect overlay, so I'm going to try to reach out to him on Discord and get that updated here in just the next couple seconds. So he's going to be adding, I believe he overpaid for stealth devices. So on Obi, and I think he's adding something to Plo Koon. I did not quite catch it because I was dealing with audio issues. So give me just a second here while I work on this. Hopefully I can get his attention. So, but again, appreciate your understanding during these technical difficulties. We will get this worked out here. But without dumping the entire stream to figure it out, we're going to try this. So, I apologize, you guys didn't quite see everything or hear everything that they were discussing during the start of this. My understanding of this is essentially it's kind of like Need for Speed. We talked a little bit about this like last week during our stream. So essentially, so Steven was given 100 points. So from that 100 points, he had to determine what list he was bringing. It looks like they have clearly moved along a tad bit because obviously the other side has a GR75 Bandit Squadron pilot, another Bandit Squadron pilot, and a Blue Squadron pilot. So keeping the points low on their end. So he obviously has advanced. As you advance, you get more points to spend. Steven's already passed that 100 points, so it looks like I think he had a 4-point bid if I remember correctly, which would make sense. So 68, 58. My math is not good tonight, so what is that? 116 plus, yeah, so he has a total of 120 points now. So he must have won 20 points in his first match. But I know he's pretty excited about this. So like I said, clearly he was a Need for Speed dude. So he is excited to kind of upgrade his squad as he goes. What they were saying earlier is that originally Buckethead had come up with this format during 1.0 and was using a Star Wars Rebellion map actually, so to kind of advance through the galaxy and kind of fight their way through different circumstances and so forth. So for 2.0, so he actually used these cards that he was able to use rather than having to um, utilize a map that people might not have the game for because I'm a Star Wars fan, but I don't have Star Wars Rebellion. Also, I have pretty much everything else, but I don't have Star Wars Rebellion. So, all right. Hey, Fish, how are you tonight? Cooking dinner. That sounds good. I had oatmeal, so I didn't get off till 7. It was a busy day. I'm coming over to your house after the stream. Teriyaki chicken thighs. That sounds good. Much better than oatmeal. Now, you guys missed out. Last week I had a terrible cold, and I sounded like a professional radio broadcaster. Not even kidding. It happened like just after stream last week, unfortunately. Or was that? That was that weekend. X-Wing cooking tour. Yeah, we just drive on through, stop at people's houses, eat, and move on to the next house for the next day. I like it. we're hopeful that we can hit an event sometime here in the next year. So we were hoping for Gen Con, which is coming up here in 2 weeks. So, but of course, that kind of the X-wing stuff got canceled. But let's go over the list. I'm still waiting for Steven to give me an update. I'm not certain what he added. I think it was to Plo Koon. So let's just take a peek, and I can probably see what I can do. So Plo Koon, so R5 Astromech, I already had that. So calibrated laser targets and sense. Yeah, nothing changed there. Let's take a look at Obi-Wan. Extreme maneuvers, marksmanship, auto blasters. So R7A7 and stealth device. So it looks like he must have already updated that for us. So how nice of him. So clearly, like I said, you've kind of already heard the list, but that is going to be Steven's cards. So it looks like he's already got his GR75, just so he has his movement template. I think those are so cool. So we definitely need to get a handful of those. Enjoy your dinner. All right, so we're going to take a quick look over here at Buckethead's list. So we've got Echo Base Evacuees. So running with C3PO, Damage Control Team, Damage Control Team, not Damage Control Team. That's a totally different thing. Quantum Storm. So that, and then we've got Point Defense Battery. Next, we've got again a Blade Squadron veteran running with fire control systems, jamming beam, auto blasters, and stabilized S-foils. So then we've got two ion missile bandit squadron pilots. So let's take a look and see where we're headed. So we've got the GR75. Looks like it's just does not care. It's going to run over stuff. He knows it. So kind of what they do. So, but yes, good luck arc dodging that transport. Absolutely. So it's got a bow tie on the thing in addition. So you're just going to get shot. And so unfortunately, so these guys on Steven's side don't have a whole lot of hull. So that could be a big concern. I'm not certain how he's going to pull this out. There's also just a lot of firing arcs on the board, so good freaking luck dodging much of anything. So we've got the Bandit Squadron pilot, and I should probably color coordinate these. Do that here real quick. We'll call that one is yellow. So just coordinate these in the overlay. Yellow. Okay, and then we've got a red. Red. There we go. Blue Squadron. You know what? He doesn't have a color, but I'm going to color him blue because, you know. And then that last one I can't color code because they don't even have that in TTT. So next, Obi-Wan. No sense in color coding his side. That doesn't even make sense. We got a nice little formation. So it looks like red Bandit Squadron pilot took a stress going through that debris cloud. We've got Obi with the, I mean, clearly we're going to see some firing here, which is always exciting. We got an evade. So then we've got Plo Koon coming in with a one bank right. So also, it's in pretty good shot. So it's going to barrel roll to the right, try to arc dodge perhaps. I think he's got it too. So he dodges one arc, so clearly I think he still's got another from the red Bandit Squadron pilot. So possibly the B-Wing, I doubt it. But then, yeah, so the GR75 clearly is, again, kind of sliding on in there. It's almost like when it moves. So it's kind of like it's drifting, just a little bit. But it is overlapping the asteroid. See what comes of that. All right, so B-Wing just barely has a range 3 shot, I think. Takes target lock, range 3. B-Wing onto Obi. PR75, calculate, calculate. Yeah, yep, nice. No surprise there. I don't know how Steven actually plans on fighting this thing. Hey, Jonathan. Jonathan, if you'd like, you can join me. You want to come hop in here and I can kind of explain things? No guarantees on the sound, folks. Does make a whole lot of sense. So their output is set the same as mine. So essentially, Jonathan, in case you're not hopping in here, which is fine. So what we've got going on tonight is that we've got a tournament run by the Team Mech Killers. So essentially what's going on is they have the ability to take 100 points, so spend them however they want. So whether they win or lose, they gain points for each match. So and with those points, they can either choose to buy new ships, they can choose to do a bunch of upgrades. So and it's just kind of interesting all around. So we've got 3 hits coming out of Plo Koon, 2 evades, so 1 damage goes through onto, I believe that was B-Wing. Find out when they flip. Nope, I'm sorry, that was the red Bandit Squadron pilot. So let me get that updated. 1, shield down, so we have blood, first blood. Looks like we also have a damage on yellow. Alright, I'm going to try to keep up here and run everything. Appreciate you guys being understanding as I get this all going. So we got the B-Wing. So going into Obi. So it looks like we're rolling 3 dice into 5 evades. Or defense dice, excuse me, 6 defense dice. That's hefty. Okay, so we got 2. And nothing goes through. So we have a total of 4. So nice job, Steven. Okay, so next we got it coming out. Hey, how's it going, Jonathan? Cool. Can you chit chat for a second? I'm trying to check your levels.
Do I need to increase these volume?
If you can. We're having some trouble with the volume on the secondary folks here today, so do apologize. All right, we got 1 evade. Okay, time for the big boy. Ooh, 2 hits, netties. So going into 4 defense die, we'll see how this goes. Looks like he's spending his force. So, okay, so we got 1 shield down on Plo. Well, shields down, period, really. Okay, back to the dials. Yeah, Jonathan, don't worry. So it seems like we're having some trouble tonight with our audio. The second channel does not want to play nice and be loud enough for people to hear. So we'll get it all sorted here next week. So Steven typically streams these, so I apologize since he was playing tonight. It made more sense for me to. But because I lost everything and had to start from scratch, still working out some technical details. Who are you playing tonight, Steven? Or where are you playing? Playing in a particular league? Just a friendly game? In Persian? On the moon? Anything? Okay. So Steven's kind of coming straight in and quickly advancing. Just some. All right, adjusting force on the overlay. Okay, we got Red Bandit Squadron pilot coming in with a 2 left bank, taking a focus. Yellow is doing a 1 left bank. All right, takes a strain. Going. All right, B-wing. So nice little formation with the 1 bank. Action. He looks like he's going to pick a target lock, I believe. Flips his foils. Target lock on Plo. All right. So, next. Where are we going? Okay, 5 straight. Interesting. Just totally arc dodging everything except for that big boy, which may be gone here any second. So, rolls and takes a straight. So takes his focus and his strain, and he's good to go. Hey, Steve. Yeah, well, good to go relatively. So not with a strain. Strains are bad, especially when you only have three shield, or excuse me, 3 hull, no shield. Said that wrong. Okay, so it looks like he bumped, so bumped into the B-wing, so he's going to avoid fire from both those red and yellow bandit squadron pilots. I think he's going to be taking some fire from the GR-75 though. So again, so just like Alan said, it's hard to avoid that firing arc. Yes, it had a Hulk baby, Steven. So kind of cool though. So we were talking, he had to paint that, and he says that the GR-75, as far as actually texture mapping it, is a nightmare because it's got those bumps all over its back. All right, so here we go. Rolling 2, 1, and a blank. GR-75, and it gets an evade. So ain't no thing. GR-75 firing. He's got range 1 on Plo, range 2 on OB. He's going after Plo clearly. Got 1 force die available. 4 going into, or excuse me, 3 going into 3. 1 hit. Gonna use those calculates, I'm sure. So 1 evade. So using the forced flip, so he's got 1 down. Takes the damage. Also, just noticed, swap players. There we go. That's better. That actually helps me out. Okay, Plo is taking a crit. And it's a direct hit. Oh, and Plo is dead. Super dead. There goes 58 points real quick. Like I said, ooh, super duper dead. Got 5 cards on that boy. I just don't know that he had much of a chance. So going up against 3, basic pilots and I don't know, a Hulk. It's actually kind of funny. We just taught our dog Banner. So we got Bruce for our Great Dane, and then our Aussie's called Banner. So Bruce Banner. So, and we taught him Hulk Smash. That when you raise your hands and go Hulk Smash, he rolls over and plays dead. By we, I mean my wife did it because she can do that kind of thing, and I can't. All right. So 1 damage goes into Obi. Back to Dials. So clearing Plo off the board. And it is just Obi versus the world. Well, they are doing this. Let's find a good dad gaming joke. Not Father's Day gifts. Jokes. Come on. I, unlike Steven, do not have a book, I'm afraid. So I know that he did receive some. I don't have the details as to which ones it was particularly. So again, Alan's a man. So he likes painting ships, and we like giving them away. So super shout out. And thank you for all those that donated those for painting. Yes. Does not have. I mean, Obi is a glass cannon. He blow up pretty quick. He's got the 3 force to help, but I don't know that even movie Obi could fight this thing. I think movie Obi would die. Just a guess. Yes, and Alan. So Steven is hoarding pictures of your ships, so I'm very jealous. I just got my hobby area redone again, like the 4th time in the last year and a half since I've moved. Well, whatever. So maybe I'll get around to painting ships of my own. Still love those ties with the fluorescent paints. Those are killer. Highly recommend. Also, using Green Stuff World's color shifting stuff. They also have Vallejo color shifting paints, which can do some really cool stuff. Oh, all right. Steven, so trying to get vengeance for Plo. We've got a hit crit, and he is going to spend the 4 focus force for a 3rd hit. We've got hit, hit, and a crit. And I need to adjust. I have to go fix this. I do apologize. Ugh. Trying to go grab that text and switch sides. The Vallejo color changing paints, Alan, are pretty tough to get a hold of, I've found. I've had 2 opportunities to grab them, and I totally did. So B-Wing going into Obi. I believe he baited out. Yes, he did. No range 3 from yellow or red. But you can't arc dodge that thing. Just going to go fix our force. Done it all. May have one left, I can't see. So we'll see how we like this format. So Steven's kind of testing out the waters. I think it's an interesting concept. So it is not in this tournament, you'll never play the same player twice. That's an interesting thing as well. Somebody new every week, get to meet a lot of new people. Always a plus. We haven't had a whole lot of interaction though with Team Mech Killers. So I think Steven's enjoying getting to know some new folks. Not that we don't love you all, so it's always just nice to meet new folks. So I have to get some additional details in regards to this. And again, you can always talk with Steven. So he's got the format down pretty darn well. So he's learning as he goes, of course. So, but I think it's an interesting format. In this case, clearly, he was outgunned. I don't know that he's going to win a whole lot of upgrade points for next week, but we'll find out. I am fleeing. No kidding. He is fleeing to save a roll. Okay. Oh, you got those ghost brushes? I got those too. So on the Kickstarter, they had the micro brushes, if I remember correctly. I got last year's dry brush set, and then the full line that they came out with prior. They're pretty good. I have had one brush that apparently I had left in water just a little too long, and it did end up having the white paint crack off. That was my fault. I shouldn't have put my brush in that way anyways. All right, so I'm going to zoom in on this note. So fleeing. Fleeing results in the destruction of your ships with one exception in Commander's League. If a friendly ship flies off your player edge, that ship does not have to roll escape dice, and it's considered as having 2 blank results. So he is trying to get out. That around. So that's a specific role, or excuse me, a specific rule to this particular tournament. He did get a panicked pilot. Gain 2 stress, then repair this card. So I'll update that. So we've got the G75 who repairs its shield. It just doesn't seem fair, does it? So we got 2 hull, or excuse me, 2 shield. I assume so. I assume that if you don't die in this match, then you can hold on to your ship. I don't know. Maybe you're not allowed to fly as Obi moving forward if you lose him. All right, so we've got D-Wing swinging around. So we got the Bandit squadron pilots flying off to the side. Kind of doing their own thing. So he's recovered a force. Give him force. So I do apologize. I don't know this format as well as Steven, and even Steven was asking a lot of questions, so he kind of went into this just for the fun of things. B-Wing taking a 2 bank, so we got a 3 right out of the red squadron, 2 hard out of the red, or excuse me, out of the yellow, and then we got a 2 straight out of the GR75. So, and OB is going to do a 5 straight. Hey, I was right. Right off the edge of the board, so he's gone. He's got to roll. Not certain what's being said. Honestly, if ship dies during the game, you have to roll to see if you lose it from your squad. He's letting me prevent from having to roll for Obi. So using the flea, well, I'll zoom in. Considers having 2 blank dice, so he's rolling off. That is it, I think. So that was mean. Wow, that was a quick format when you've got 2 Jedi going against a giant ship and 3 little, minions. Ouch. So, well, you don't see it too often, but I think Steven just got stomped. I have no idea what they're doing now. I will be totally honest. Could be having fun, or they could be drawing random upgrade cards they then have access to. But if you're going to do that, that ship card doesn't do much for them. Again, I'm not certain if Steven's going to be able to hop in here afterwards. I would hope so. So I'd love to hear what they're saying. So I'm actually going to go hop in their channel real quick so that I can kind of hear what's going on. That might help us out. Can you guys still hear me? Awesome. So they're trying to figure out their points right now. Trying to catch up. Looks like all right, folks, you're gonna have to bear with me as I'm figuring out what they're doing because they've got an entire book. So it sounds like Buckethead's just like Mike has kids just like mine that do not stay in bed this time of night. Well, I think that's the end of it. So at this point, they're actually trying to figure out what they're getting for next week. So I think it sounds like a really interesting format, and I'd like to get Steven over on the channel here shortly. I'm going to see if I can grab him up and we can figure out the audio. Well, guys, I think I'm going to have to call it. They're still getting it figured out. So, all right. Well, I appreciate everyone joining us tonight. So I know it was a strange format. I apologize. We didn't have any other audio, so that was unexpected. So next week we should have Steven streaming, or I'll have everything worked out. For some reason, I only had the audio input for my headset. So, and for some reason, my Oculus, which I've connected like once to my computer ever, I don't even know how it's even attached. Must have connected remotely. I have no idea. Or maybe when my kids plugged it in, and it's now that's like my only two options. So I have no way to split apart audio right now, and that seems to have been our downfall. So we'll get it figured out though for next week. Like I said, again, thank you for joining us. So as always, so sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite.